Well, my original estimations were slightly off about the depth of the lake. I've only brought a lead in around rod yesterday, a couple of days ago, with like a 1.5 inch lead on it. So I could only get so far from this point. But tonight I brought the two big rods, and it's to that other far bank there. It's probably about 130 yard cast. So obviously I couldn't get there last night, but I'm getting to about 120. We're getting 6.5, 7 foot. So it's good that I'm finally finding that deeper water, because I must admit, I mean, today and this time of year, they're up in the layers, they're up in the shallower areas of the lake. But I'm glad I found an area that's a little bit deeper. It gives me a bit more confidence. Thinking it was 2.5 foot at its deepest it puts me out of my comfort zone, because I'm never used to fishing in that depth of water. But I'm glad I found it. Even though I'm casting over there, it's still heavy silt. There's not really any mini features. I've not done a massive amount of leading around, because these fish will be spooky as it is. But what I may do tomorrow, I might come back tomorrow evening just with the marker rod and have a bit of a feel around. So I've only got a 2.5 inch lead on my marker rod, so I think tomorrow night I'll bring a 3.5 and I'll be able to reach the other side then. And then I'm going to try and map this end of the lake. So I was getting 6.5 foot, and then it comes just gradually shelves up to about 5. Then it's 5 for a while, then it starts coming up and up and up and up. There is another area a bit more in that very far corner that I can't reach, which is, like I say, it's about 130 yards. So if I bring a 3.5 inch lead tomorrow, I should be able to reach over there. Now the problem I'm finding is I'm having to wade out into the lake a bit to be able to cast. I did try walking down the margin. It's very shallow, but the silt's really deep, so I'm sort of up to the limit of my wellies. But I'm still 20 yards off that far bank. Now that is the dam wall, so I expect it to be deeper over there. I'm just glad that I found that kind of depth. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I suppose each time I come I'm learning that little bit more. The unfortunate thing is I can't ask anybody. Nobody will know. Nobody comes here. So it's all down to me really. I can't take the easy option of walking around the lake and talking to other anglers, finding out, looking on the website and finding a topography map. Doesn't exist for this place. Now what I have noticed is they must have dropped the water quite significantly over the last 10 years, because the islands out of the water are good 8 feet, and then the dam wall is probably 8 feet. So when the water came up to its proper level, it had been 16 foot over there. Now the only thing I can think of is they've had a problem with that dam wall over the years, or you didn't want to pay for dam inspections. So I believe if you drop the water to a certain level, you don't have to have dam inspections. So, but that must have been a long time ago. It must have been over 10 years ago that they dropped the water level. Still seeing lots of carp with the fins out of the water. I think they must have spawned. I'm not seeing much evidence of spawning, but I'm seeing lots of evidence of just basking in the sun. So anyway, I'm going to stay probably just into dark. I didn't even think about bringing an head torch. I'm trying to get out of here in the pitch black with my kit, because there's another problem. I need the kit I've brought could be left here, and I know nobody comes, but the rods I've got are my favourite rods in the world, and I wouldn't sleep if I left my rods here. I've got all reels, got all alarms, everything else I can leave, but I'm not leaving them rods, because like I say, I wouldn't sleep. but I'll dig out a couple of old rods, and that means I can leave everything here that I need, and that'll make the trip down here a lot nicer. I'm also going to do a bit more work on. I don't want to do too much work on this path through the mangrove to get in here, but because I don't want people, no evidence that I've been here. But I am going to do a little bit more pruning just to be able to get out with a rod sling, because coming in was a fucking nightmare. So yeah, that's my thoughts. There are a couple of coots on here as well, which I've noticed. They're up in the shallows at the moment. They have been for quite a while, but I'm going to keep my eye on them, see if they come down this end. I usually find it's quite a good indication of depth of how long they stay down. They're up in the shallows now, and they're sort of down, up, down, up, down. So I know it's only 12 inches deep over there. Yeah, I'm going to do some more markering tomorrow evening. The problem being, as I said, I waded out, but the silt's that deep. I can't, and there's nowhere else to get to the water. It's just heavily forested, mangroved all the way round now. So even if I can find a place to swing a rod, I know there's nowhere to fish from. So I'm going to have to get a bigger lead tomorrow and smash it out over there. But I've got a feeling if I can find the deepest areas of the lake, there will be a spot within that area. I mean, it's only a very small, it's only a quarter of an acre, if that. No, an eighth of an acre, the deep water. So it shouldn't take much work to find out what's around there. I'm happy with where I've been putting bait blindly, in all words, but it's in about 3.5 foot of water. 3.5 foot of water, and the water's warm. You're dragging the leads back in, the leads feel warm, so I've got a feeling that because they're up on the surface, I'm happy to be fishing in that depth. But again, I am happy I found that deeper water. Right, I'm going to give it another hour, be dark in another hour, and I'll see you again.